Hola, hello, this is Karen from Costa Rica. Welcome to today's session. I'm very happy to join you again. I'm in Costa Rica, by the way, and I'm a certified mindfulness and meditation trainer, also a yoga teacher. So I've been working and collaborating with World Peace Initiative Foundation since 2013. And during the different projects I've been working with, this is the one that is really exciting, it's really new. And besides the Facebook Lives, I also help with coaching. Coaching, it's a tool that we use in one of the online programs called Self-Development Program. It's a 42-day guided meditations with our teaching monks from Thailand. And this is a great opportunity to learn about meditation. And we also reflect about different topics about life that happen in each one of the sessions. And in the other side of the computer, we are helping you and guiding you through this process, this journey. So for those who don't know about this program, please go to peacerevolution.net and take a look about the SDP program. And besides learning meditation, besides learning how to deal with life obstacles in a daily basis, you can also be part of one of our trainings in Thailand. So we have international trainings going on, applications still open, and you can find all the information in the peacerevolution.net site. So if you have any questions, please let us know. There is always an email where you can contact us. And in the meantime, while we're waiting for someone to connect, I'm gonna share in my personal page and also in my groups about this live session. So if you are connecting here already, I invite you to also share. So take a moment to share with your groups, to share with the people you care about. So this will take just a few seconds. Thank you so much for being here. Hello, Barbara. How are you? Barbara from Chile, just connect. I'm very happy to see you around. Please, hello, San. Hello, Nuhat. Please feel free to make any comment. Feel free to ask any questions. And whenever we finish the session or during the session, we'll be more than happy to share our comments and our answers with you. So for us, it's very, very important your opinion. And if you have any suggestions about anything that we do during these live sessions, please get back to us. Hello, Lucila from Argentina. Thank you for connecting. Martita from Costa Rica. I'm very glad that all of you are joining. This is a very important session. It's actually a continuation for the session we hosted at the beginning of the month. This session was just a mind-opening meditation. So actually, I want to share. Hola, Silvia. Silvia is from my hometown. So I'm very happy she's connecting today. I will also like to share with you the link for the session, the mind opening session at the beginning of the month. I will do before we finished. If I forget, please remind me. And this is a continuation of the topic that we are sharing this month of June, which is prejudice and bias. So, Adrián Navarrete, Hi, Adrian. Nice to see you here. Welcome to this live session. So, well, I think I'm ready to start. As I said before, we are doing a continuation of the first session. And the most important is to discuss today. We are discussing if we know what we don't know. I look at tricky question, but it's actually not a tricky question. I'm going to tell you right away why not. In this session, we are trying to letting go of ignorance or find tools of how to get rid of ignorance. Okay, so to put an end on something, in this case, we want to move from ignorance to wisdom or ignorance to consciousness. We need to find where is the beginning of this ignorance, where it comes from. So in order to realize that we don't know something, we need to know first what we know. So how many times do we fall, into the mind game or the trap and judge someone or judge any particular life situation without knowing the truth, without knowing that person? For example, a person didn't show up for a meeting and didn't leave any message, and the first thing we say, this person is so irresponsible, or this person have no commitment at all, and we start judging someone before knowing the situation. Maybe this person ran into a car accident, and or this person lost the phone or any mean of communication, and we really don't know how is the situation from the other side. So every time we judge someone, we are doing it from our perception, and we all have different perceptions. So beginning to be aware of these mindsets is the beginning of letting go of ignorance, right? So the need to empty our mind, in order to see clearly what we don't know. The root of ignorance, I might say, it comes from the identification with the I. This is something that comes very naturally. I am. For example, when we are babies, we can even recognize that we are something, but we know there is someone else besides us. We know that if we cry, we get food. We know that if we cry, we get blanket to warm ourselves. Or this is the way we communicate. As we start learning our first words, the first thing what we do is to identify with the I. They teach us how to tell our name. I am Karen. I am a woman. So this is the first step. This is the beginning of ignorance. So automatically, this is the experience as human beings, the identification with the I am. So we are always conditioned to something. We identify ourselves with time, for example. Is it something I did in the past? Is it something I want to do in the future? For example, when I was a kid, my teachers and also my friends in school start asking me, what do you want to be when you grow up? This is, I think everyone gets these questions at least once in their lifetime. So as soon as they ask, we need to think about something that we really don't know what it is, because if we are 4 or 5 years old, I think that was the first time somebody asked me, I don't know nothing. All I know is that my mom goes every day out of the house to bring food, for example. All I know is that my sister leaves the house every day and then come back at the end of the day, and they tell me she's working, but I really don't know much rather than that. So people start giving us these ideas and these concepts of life and who we're supposed to be, right? So this is something that have to do with a learning experience. We learn from our parents, our siblings, our teachers, people in the community. We are always learning things from the outside. This is the first learning method we learn. So we have to reflect on the fact that when they teach us something, for example, my mother, she said, okay, when you grow up, you must study, you must get a career and be a professional and work to be an independent woman. But of course, she's telling me all of this from her mindset, from something that she also learned from her mother or her father or someone else in her life that taught her this way. So at the end, I'm not only acquiring some definition or concepts of my life because she's telling me, but because someone else told her as well. So it's a lot of it's a chain of knowledge that come from the very, very past and kind of disconnect us from the truth, disconnect us from the real self. So all of this information that came to us over and over, it's covering, like layers, our mind. So we start creating patterns, we start creating habits, we start creating different identities of ourselves that are not ourselves. So going back to the question, do you know what you don't know? This is a very vast topic because we really need to know what to let go if we are willing to let go of something. So what is it that we want to let go? Ignorance covers different situations. For example, you thought that you know, but what you know isn't correct or isn't updated. So coming back to my mom's example, when she tells me to be someone or do something, this might no longer be the exact way to run my life nowadays, right? This is something that she's got in her mind, and probably her mother and father as well, but not exactly goes into my reality. The second is you thought you know, but what you know isn't complete. So we might partially know the truth of things or the truth of ourselves, but we don't know entirely 100% the truth because, as I said before, we're being complemented with this information and concepts that other people bring into our mind, into our identifications. So you thought you know, but actually you don't. You don't know nothing at all. This is to be completely in a neutral state. You don't know actually anything at all about the truth, the truth that we want to uncover. And the last one is that you don't know what you don't know. Because if you don't feel that you are aware of something at all, then it's very hard to let go. But I think if we all are taking this path, this journey of self-realization, self-development, is because we are aware that something is incomplete, right? Complete truth, and we are searching, we are moving forward and looking. That's something that I'm not sure what it is, but I know there is something, right? Does this happen to you anytime? Let me say hi to other people that joined just now. Nancy, Juan Manuel, hello. Where are you guys watching from? Do, it's watching from Cameroon. Giants from Fiji, and Kelvin. I don't know where, but thank you all for being here. I'm very happy to share this topic with all of you. So we are discussing about the different types of ignorance that we might face and the root of ignorance. And in order to let go, we need to believe that there is something else. When people tell you something new and you should let your ignorance go away. When someone came into your life and tell you it might be another way to look things, then this is the moment when you know you might be living in ignorance for a long time. So it's not bad, it's not good, it's just something that we can go for it. We can uncover the complete reality of the things and the decisions we are making. So when it comes to prejudice and bias, we are normally talking from a clouded mind. We are normally talking from a part of us that is not completely free, that is attached to time, to space, to things, to people. It's related to all different situations, like, for example, our emotions. Sometimes we talk and we are facing a hard time regardless our emotions. We are carrying some situation from the past, and at the moment we say something, we react according to this emotion we are feeling. So most of the times we're not fair to what we say. So this is the part when we need to become aware of everything that we think and everything that we say. So in order to let go of this ignorance, of these shadows, we must let go of everything we know. So there is some basic things that we know about ourselves. For example, I know I'm a woman. I know my name is Karen. I know that now I'm living in Costa Rica. I know that I went to university, that I have certain knowledge, but I don't have it all. So I start counting what I have, what I know about myself, and then whatever is left, this creates the space to actually let go of all of that ignorance and open the space to real wisdom, to real realization. So the proper mindset is what we need to break all these mental barriers. That we think as women we have a role in society that we can change, right? This is something very common in, for example, Latin American countries and other countries in Asia as well. That we think we have a role in society, we cannot step out of that role, because if we do, that's a bad thing. But it's maybe not exactly the truth about life. We can still engage into a new role in the society if that's what we desire, and that's fulfilling. And of course, it's in the benefit for all sentient beings. So we can always change that patterns. We can always change that mindset towards situations and towards other people. So this creates a balance. You know, it's something I will call justice. When we talk from a clear mind and we don't make any prejudice regardless a person or a situation, let's say a person to make it more objective, then we have the clear mind to make the right decision, to be fair enough and speak with the truth. So a change in this paradigm is a change in the thought. It's a great change in the thought, the way we think. This is the root of everything else we do. The way we speak, the way we act, any physical action or decision we make, it comes from the brain, it comes from our thoughts. So being aware of this mind cycle. We have a cycle, and this we can resume into the time that we are awake during the day. And it's not 24 hours. Let's say it's 16 hours or 17 hours. During this period of time, our mind is always moving. It's always going through all that patterns, all that beliefs and misconceptions about life, and we behave in that cycle until we go to bed. When we go to bed, we might enter the subconscious mode when we still have some kind of consciousness in our dreams, but it's not 100% controllable. And then we fall asleep, and there is nothing we can do, right? This is a neutral time where not much happened. But we need to use these 16 hours of our day to let go. So if we are to if we want to discover if we are living in ignorance, we need to become aware of everything that we are not. For example, I am not this body. I am not even the mind. I am not my emotions. I am not my feelings. I am not my thoughts. So we can go for hours through this practice of what we are not. We are not this house I'm living in. I'm not the people around me. I'm not the time. So this is an exercise of letting go anything that is in the outside besides the I, the root of the consciousness. There is only one thing for sure, that I am, right? This is the natural state of all of us. So this is the only thing we know for sure. So as we empty the mind to a new paradigm, or just being without labels, without judgments, without misperceptions, then we can accomplish the letting go of the ignorance and come into the state of wisdom and awareness. This is what many spiritual leaders and guiders talk about, awakening, the awakening process. And I see it even closer. People, it's awakening more and more all over the globe, because this is the time that we can actually recognize the truth about ourselves and stop this wrong mindset that we've been carrying from our ancestors, and really make a stop and start changing from now. We need to pay attention of the mind. This is the most important thing, to let go of the ignorance, because it is possible. It is possible to live in a state of just being, of just existing. And there's the freedom of this humanity, join our resources, our body, our mind, and go to another level of life. People might call it spirituality, or united with the universe, or of God if you're a religious person. But this consciousness that there is something else besides this body and this mind is, I think, the strive that we all are looking for. This is what will make us happy at the end. So we can live in that statement of happiness and consciousness if we pay attention to the mind. And how to accomplish this? We can accomplish this by means of meditation, right? So we've been talking about meditation almost in each session, and it's a very simple technique that we use to focus in our mind. It's an exercise to keep the mind still and peaceful. And we bring the mind to focus into one thing at a time for a long period of time. And this is what we call a meditation technique. Here we use the meditation technique coming from the Dhammakaya method. And this technique shows how to be at the center of the body, 2 fingers above the navel, using different techniques. The 3 main ones is the breathing, the visualization, and the mantra technique. And all of these techniques will help us pay attention to the mind and let go of the ignorance. So if you want to practice this technique, I will invite you to see the link that I'm posting in the comment box, and it's the meditation I host at the beginning of the month, which is a mind-opening meditation, which goes hand to hand with this session we are having today. Before I conclude the session, I want to go back to check on you. And please let me know if you have any comments or you have any questions about this discussion. Do you know what you don't know? Hi, Julio. Welcome to the session. Julio is in Costa Rica right now. Thank you for joining. Thank you, all of you, for your support and accompany us in this process of uncovering all different topics that really matters in life, you know, and for once start looking inward and actually discover new things, how to grow ourselves from a different level, not only the professional, the material, but another level, which is the consciousness level. So some tips I wanted to give you before I go is that it's possible to move from ignorance to an open-minded through observation. Every time you encounter a situation, when you are judging someone or a situation, see your reaction and the ability to judge other people. This is something that really works for me in the past month or two, because it makes me be present. It pushed me to be present in front of every life situation. For example, when I'm with my mom and she does something that I don't receive it well, and then I react with a bad thought or even maybe a bad comment, then I make a stop and I think about, where is this coming from? Why am I reacting this way with my mom? So in life, we have other people as mirrors of our own issues and the things we must see in ourselves that we would like to change. So this is the first step. You can move into open-mindedness by observation. Second, you can observe your patterns of judgment to see what people say about you, of course in a non-judgmental way. So you can actually observe what is going on around your environment. What are people saying about how you behave, about the things you do, not in a way to compare or compete with someone, but to actually review ourselves. This is like a feedback. So I don't see anything wrong about observing what people is getting back to us in a daily basis. Number 3, learn to be kind and gentle with yourself. You know, that's the first first mistake that we make. We tend to judge ourselves so hard. I'm not good enough. I'm not creative enough. Nobody is gonna ever love me. Of course, who's gonna love me if I am this and that? So this is the first attitude that we must change. We need to be kind and loving to ourselves, and then really discover what is it that really makes us happy, because no one else can do it for us. So we can extend this kindness to all sentient beings. Then when we really discover this root of love and compassion, then we can extend it and spread it around us. So it's a very important practice that I would like to share with you. Number 4, understand that people do the best they can with the resources that they have. This is something very good that I learned from a website I don't have in my hands right now, but if I find it, I will post it in the comment box. So I will read again. Understand that people do the best they can do with the resources that they have. Everyone is doing the best they know how. So we can't judge another. It's not fair, it's not right, because we don't know everything. We don't know the truth about them. We might partially know the truth about ourselves, but not everyone else. So every person is experiencing life from their own perspective, their own point of view. So try not to be hard on yourself and to others. Number 5, go beyond your mindset and touch your heart. This is regardless the loving kindness meditation that we also share sometimes here in the Facebook lives, and it's also shared in the guided sessions with the monks. Loving kindness meditation is just a heart melting practice. This is the best way to really discover the root of love in ourselves, to open our hearts to give and receive equally. So you can spread this feeling to all the people around you. When you can carry that spirit with you of love and kindness and compassion and positivism, you will see how the people and the world change with you as well. So it's just tiny ingredient that you can add into your life, but it will make a huge difference. So loving kindness towards you, loving kindness towards the others. And last but not least, realize that you have the power of choice. You can, as I said before, you can choose to carry around the good energy and the positive energy instead of being negative and complaining all the time. And I have a pain here, I have a pain there, nothing works good for me, I don't have enough money, my car is not big enough. So it's our choice to carry a positive energy. And when you judge someone, what type of energy you think you are creating? When we are judging someone or telling a lie about something or someone, what kind of energy is involved there? So think about it, reflect on that, and choose the energy that you want to spread around the world. So if you don't have any questions, hello, Luis Angel and Gerardo, thank you for joining. It's almost the end of the session, but you can just go back and watch from the beginning when I finished. So before I say goodbye, I would like to leave you a quote that I really like. It's from Ramana Maharaji, and it says, "Until you know who you are, all your knowledge is only learned ignorance." So thank you for joining this session. Please leave us a comment or any question that you might have. I also share with you the link for the mind opening meditation that you can do afterwards to actually embraced and absorbed everything that we discussed in this Facebook Live. And I'm very happy to share another session with you all. So I see you next time. Ciao.